Hello, and welcome to a reading of the English translation of one of the drama CDs from White Album 2. There are a number of different drama CDs which have been produced, which is pretty much just the voice actors and actresses doing bonus stories which weren't actually in the game. So in this case, it's a Kazusa after story. This was taking place on New Year's Eve 2016. Kazusa. Hey, Kazusa. Wake up already. You're too loud, Haruki. Is that any way for a husband to act? Your wife is sleeping comfortably. Can't you just lie down next to me and stroke my hair? I've been doing that for the past 4 hours. So, right away you can tell exactly where this takes place. Kazusa and Haruki have been married for a while. And despite being married, they still have that same dynamic of Kazusa being lazy and Haruki kind of taking care of her. What time is it anyway? In Austria time, it's December 31st. The time is 10:30 a.m. What? Come on, it's still morning. Exactly. Get up. And wash the sheets, will you? Ugh. After all this time, you're still such a drag. Cute. 10:30 a.m. though. I mean, yes, that's sleeping late, but that's not ridiculous. Haruki stroking her hair since 6:30 a.m. is a little bit silly. That's because after all this time, you haven't changed your lifestyle at all. What do you want from me? It's winter. You're the abnormal one, getting up at dawn every day. That excuse isn't going to work today. It's New Year's Eve. We have to get all our cleaning done before the day is over. Oh, I guess so. All right, give it your all. I'll keep myself stashed away over here so that I don't get in your way. Cute. Useless, but cute. This is a big thing in Japan, too, getting all the cleaning done before the new year so that you can start the new year with kind of a fresh start. It's pretty much the same thing as spring cleaning, which is always referred to in the West, and a lot of Japanese households do spring cleaning as well, but for the new year, it is very important. You need help, too. No way. You're the one who's always telling me to focus on playing the piano instead of chores. If you ever actually woke up and played the piano, maybe I would accept that excuse. Forget about that. Come lie down with me, Haruki. Come on. Hey, no, let go of me. Quit trying to drag me in with you. Quit being so clingy. Meanie. Ugh, come on. How do you grow up to be such a slacker? You were so reliable back when we were doing the school festival. Well, that was her point of expertise. You asked her for help with music, she helped with music. It's not like you were asking her to help with chores or anything. That was Setsuna's deal. That's because all I was doing was teaching you how to play an instrument. If you tried to get me to do any chores, you would have realized right away. I've failed. I made the wrong life choice. True enough. My condolences. No, don't go back to sleep. At least get out of bed. It's presented in a humorous way here, like, oh, I made the wrong life choice. But in a sense, that's a really deep statement. I don't think he means it as deeply as we could read into it, of course, as readers. But that is a big statement. He made the wrong life choice. He ended up with a lazy slacker, Kazusa, instead of Setsuna, who would have done all the housework and all the cooking and, But c'est la vie, I guess. He's already with Kazusa. White Album 2, New Year's Eve, 2016. Hey, Haruki, give me some of your jam. No. Just straight up no. Hey, aren't you my husband? How can you treat your wife so coldly? It's a straight line from here to domestic violence. Okay, well, I don't like that. That's not really something you should make a joke out of, but okay. You just had some. An entire jar's worth. Which means I don't have any more. My theory still stands. If you haven't had enough to eat, have some of my salad or eggs. Every day, every single day, you eat nothing but leftover fruitcake from Christmas. There's still a lot left over. What else am I supposed to do? How much Christmas fruitcake do you have that you can eat nothing but fruitcake for days? Are you aware of the globally known word mottainai? I don't think it's a globally known word. I'm pretty sure using up an entire jar of jam on one slice is more mottainai. And yet the fruitcake just won't go away. Who was it exactly that decided to bake this much of it? Yes, I was the one who baked it. But what are your thoughts on the true mastermind who bulk ordered the dried fruit online and then left everything else up to me? Oh, hey, Haruki, get me the honey from the cupboard, will you? Too much. Apricot jam it is, then. That's not what I meant. Oh, they're so ridiculous. Kazusa's gonna get diabetes. I'm honestly surprised her mom didn't have diabetes and that was the problem. I know that Haruki had joked about it at the time, but it's a really big possibility. All right, the laundry is just about done now. Next, cleaning the windows, I guess. Hey, Haruki? What is it now? I'm bored. You're in the way. I can't believe you. Honestly, if I were Haruki in this situation, which thank God I'm not Haruki because that'd be awful, but I would be very annoyed as well. It's New Year's cleaning day, I'm not even Japanese, but you can appreciate that this is a tradition. This is a custom. You need to get cleaned up before New Year's. And knowing that this is really important to your spouse, to your husband, you don't even bother trying to help. When he wants you to help and he's asking you to help, that's just straight up rude. I don't expect Kazusa to go out of her way and do all these chores on a day-to-day basis. I know, if I had started dating her, that wouldn't be the thing. But if someone's asking you for help, just straight up not helping and getting in their way is just very rude. My opinion, but I think it is my opinion. It's a strong opinion. Treating the breadwinner of your household like a nuisance? I mean, you are genuinely getting in my way, following me around, trying to climb on my back. If you're not going to help, at least get out of the apartment. If you keep treating me like this, I'm going to fall out of love with you. And then in 30 years, we'll get divorced. That's the risk you're running. Late marriage divorces are normally put forth by the one who's been forced to do all the chores for years on end. Why does she always talk about things so horribly? I know it's her dark sense of humor, right? Like joking about domestic violence, joking about getting divorced in 30 years, but it sure is a dark sense of humor. Not necessarily healthy, I think. I'm sick of this. We could play a game or take a nap or have adult times together. I don't care. Just spend some time with me. Do it yourself. What are you talking about? I can't do the last one by myself. Exactly how are you planning on taking responsibility for this? I have no idea what to do with you anymore. Poor Haruki. For once in my life, I am saying poor Haruki. Huh? Hey, someone's here. So it would seem. Since I'm in the middle of breaking my back here, are you telling me to go receive our visitor? I've told you, I never open the door, even when I'm here by myself. She's so useless. Come on, do a chore. Answer the door. Are you bragging about that? Is that a point of pride for you? Hey, hurry up. Our guest is leaving. Seriously, I can't even... He struggles with Kazusa on his back. Kazusa. What? Get down. Get off of me. Unbelievable. I'm the breadwinner, you know. He tries to push her off. Oh no, you're heavy and a pain and shameless. Someone's standing at the door like bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. They bring in the package. Listen, from experience, whenever there's a mailman, they will ring your doorbell twice. But after the first time, if you don't answer right away, they're already writing up the little like, oh, sorry we missed you ticket. They don't stick around. They have a lot of deliveries to make. In Japan, you will see delivery men and women literally running. Like they are trying so hard to get all their deliveries done in time. And I wish they didn't have to run because it makes me feel bad for them. But they do not stick around and ring your doorbell 8 times. What is this? A home delivery? Haruki inspects the box. It's from Japan. Oh, it's from Yoko-san. From Mom? What could it be? A year-end wine gift, maybe? It could be way cheaper to have it sent from somewhere local. Hurry up and open it. I know. He opens the box, packaging crinkling. What is this? It's weirdly heavy. They get a good look inside. New Year's food? Wow, that's remarkably thoughtful coming from Mom. Cute. Giving gifts around the New Year's time is also pretty traditional in Japan. Usually it's like slightly higher end goods or things you wouldn't normally buy for yourself, but are nice to get as gifts. What is it? She picks up one of the food containers to examine it. Oh, black soybeans, sweet potatoes with chestnuts, rolled fish omelets. And there's a lot, too. Hang on. Why is there only sweet stuff in here? Where's the red and white kamaboko? The prawns? The sea bream? High-end seafood is a very, very big gift, which you could get around the Christmas, New Year's time in Japan. Hey, calm down. Look, there's kobumaki and tazukuri in there too. Aren't both of those also pretty sweet? Nothing wrong with that. This is the Toma family flavor, passed down from mother to daughter. Very, very traditional Japanese goods. These are actually goods which young people don't often eat in Japan, unless maybe they're visiting grandparents. And, oh yeah, that's pretty much it. You can buy these things in the store, especially around the New Year's time, but they're not very popular unless you are a traditional family. Not my favorites, though, to be honest. All of it looks like ready-made stuff from a department store. God, Haruki, do you have to pick apart every little thing? Huh? What's up? There's herring roe in here. I've never eaten it before. Oh, wow, really? What does this mean? Mom? Yeah, I don't know. I've never had that either. There's a lot of fish roe, which you've had in Japan, which are pretty common, but herring roe, I don't think I've had that. Haruki types. A very happy New Year. No, it's not the New Year yet. He types again. Kazusa and I are both very pleased with the wonderful food you sent. Hey, Haruki, if you have the time to be sending a pointless email like that, come and help me. Pointless? Thank you letters are important, right? You always waste so much energy on needless considerations like that. That's why you're so busy all the time. You can cut corners now and then. It's just Mom, anyway. Whatever. That's so rude. That is so rude. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but seriously? Someone sends you, from abroad, mind you, very expensive to ship abroad. Someone sends you a huge, heavy gift for the new year. And you're like, you don't need to send her a thank you. It's just Mom. Rude. He gets up and goes over to Kazusa. So, what are you doing? Hang on, I swear I put it somewhere around here. Kazusa rummages. Looking for something? Oh, found it. Haruki, help me carry this. Huh? Wait, is that? It's warm. It's so warm, Haruki. Hey. All I need now is some tangerines and I'll be set. Even frozen tangerines will be fine. No, look. Hey, Haruki, come in here with me. Or are you not a fan of the kotatsu? Why are you using a kotatsu here in Vienna? Oh. So you probably already know. But a kotatsu is like a Japanese, it's a smaller table, which has a large blanket under it, and it has a heater underneath. So you can put your legs under, and they're all nice and warm and toasty. And traditionally, you would eat like mandarin, tangerines, oranges, any of the orange citrus fruits while sitting under the kotatsu. It's a very traditional, I guess is the word I'm looking for, traditional Japanese thing to do. It's very fun too. Well, we got all this nice New Year's food, so I figured, why not spend the New Year in true Japanese style? What's a kotatsu doing in a house in Vienna in the first place? When I was living with Mom, we brought it out every year. This takes me back. Great. Now that you've got something like that, you're never going to come back out, are you? Very true. It is so tempting to fall asleep under a kotatsu. You do need to be careful because you can end up burning your legs, especially if the kotatsu table is a little bit low or small. If you shuffle around in your sleep, you could like kick up and burn your leg. And it's really not good for your skin either because it's very warm under a kotatsu. But can't say I've never done it. It's really comfortable. You only get one chance to stay in on New Year's Eve. How am I supposed to let you get even more lazy? Also, just so you know, we're going to that New Year's concert tomorrow afternoon. And after that, we're taking a night flight straight to Tokyo. Listen, I don't care about that anymore. She just doesn't care. That's fine. She just doesn't care. I'm staying snuggled up in here until the first 3 days are over. No, you're not. If this machine is going to make you so useless, I'm putting it away. The machine. I guess. I would call it an appliance, if anything. He tries to take the kotatsu away. They struggle. What are you doing? Let go. A pianist belongs in front of the piano, not burrowed into a kotatsu. Come on, it's almost the new year already. Nope, you can mess around as much as you want, so just play the piano. Why? I play piano on all the other 364 days of the year. And if you play it one more day, you will have done it for the entire year. Perfect. He's so rude. She's so selfish. God, the two of them are kind of insufferable together. I know you read into this and you're like, aw, like it's cute couple fighting, but like it's not. She should have respect for him to help him clean. He should have respect for her to let her rest. Instead, we get this circle of arguments. Even though they're little arguments, they're annoying. Demon manager. Fine, I'll do a lesson then. All right. He starts to move the kotatsu. Then I'll put the kotatsu away and get started on dinner preparations. Huh? What are you talking about, dummy? You're coming too. What? Why? I told you I'm doing a lesson. What am I going to do without a student? Uh-huh. Oh, Haruki learning the piano. Beautiful. Haruki plays piano badly. Haruki stops playing. All right, do it over from the beginning. Could we take a short break maybe? We just started. My fingers can't move anymore. Making a girl play for 10 hours every day and you can't even manage 1 hour? You've got no hardcore determination. Demon pianist. Kazusa plays the piano. Unbelievable. I guess I've known this since we were in high school, but you have no artistic sensibilities whatsoever. I've never practiced piano before. It's only natural that I can't play it. You hear the best performance in the world on a daily basis, don't you? Try refining your sense of pitch. Best in the world is an exaggeration. I'd say you're in the top 100 at most. Want to run that by me again? Haruki goes silent for a while and listens to the piano. That's so rude. Listen, even if you know that your wife isn't the best piano player in the world, it's one of those like, how dare you say that? How can you say that? Obviously, she knows she's not the best in the world. She's kind of like puffing herself up and making a joke. Just go along with it. That's what a true, kind husband would be. I don't know. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I don't understand the role of the husband, but honestly, there's not even any need to refute her in that instance. You know? I've known this since we were in high school, but you really do look cool while you're playing an instrument. Have you fallen for me all over again? Nah. I never fell far enough out of love with you to need to do it again. Oh, okay. On the opposite spectrum, this is a really nice thing to say as a husband. Huh. How bold of you. You could have told me that when we were in high school, you know. Oh, no. I was terrified of you back then. Shut up. And I admired you a lot. Kazusa stops playing. You admired me? Piano, guitar, saxophone, bass, drums, keyboards. You could play anything. And you were good at all of it. Well, I was training hard for a certain someone's sake. And your hair was beautiful. Your face was just my type. Just go on and say you thought she was pretty. Like, come on. And your voice suited you or something. You were really looking at me like that back then? You do have a weird aesthetic sense. Shut up. Anyone would say that you, as you were back then, Kazusa Toma, as she was back then. Quit talking and play already. Here. Kazusa starts to play the piano. Even though you're so terrible at it, even though you have no artistic sense, I still let you play. Kazusa, you gave meaning to my own playing, so my piano is something you should play. Kazusa. They go silent as Kazusa plays for a moment. It's snowing. Huh? It's a cute moment. Playing the piano together. Even if he has no interest in playing the piano himself, enjoying the other person's hobby, career and hobby, is an important thing, I think, for them to do as a couple. Even if, but on the flip side, even if Kazusa has no interest in cleaning, I think she should have done that too. And Haruki's right. In 30 years, maybe enough resentment will build up that they divorce because Kazusa's still not helping him around the house. She's still not doing anything to help him out in everyday life other than playing the piano. It could realistically happen, you know? If someone honors your hobbies, you gotta honor theirs. Even if it's not hobby. Haruki likes things being clean, so help him out every once in a while. Look out the window. Look, Haruki. Oh, yeah. Sheesh, does it normally fall with this kind of timing? It's almost too perfect. Kind of feels like the conversation we were just having was something fake. Well, your outlook is as twisted as ever. Honestly. Never thought I'd hear that from you, of all people. She stops playing. See, this is the kind of interaction that's like cute and nice. It bothers me when their interactions are just so like, oh, we're fighting, but like it's funny in a funny way. I hate when relationships are portrayed like that in media. I think it's really unhealthy. For them, obviously, but also for the people playing and watching that normalize that kind of thing. It's really not good. It's really coming down hard now. Yeah, maybe everything will be pure white tomorrow. Oof, I hope not. It'll be hard to go out. That lack of sentimentality is one of your bad points, Haruki. No wonder you're so lacking in artistry. The hardest part will be having to drag along a certain someone who hates going out and always grumbles and groans about it. Oh, right. We never did finish the deep cleaning. I wasn't able to get this kotatsu put away either. Hey, nothing wrong with staying in for New Year's from time to time, right? Snuggling up in the kotatsu, eating our New Year's food, watching the snow. This is Japan. We're in Austria. Oh, cute moment. I live for the cuteness. Hey, Haruki, get over here. Sure. He scoots in next to her. What time is it? The New Year starts in 5 minutes. In Japan, the red and white contest will have ended, and the temple bells will have started to ring right around now. Japan has so many traditions on New Year's. I mean, beyond going to shrines and making wishes for New Year and everything, on TV, they have all kinds of contests. They have all kinds of shows. New Year's programming, which specifically, I believe it was in Chiaki's route. Haruki was like, oh, the stupid New Year's, stupid, boring New Year's programs. They're not. They're so much fun. I love New Year's programs in Japan. Everyone's really excited, and a lot of shows are taped live. It's fun. Well, taking time differences into account, in Japan, all of that ended about 8 hours ago. See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The thing where you lack sentimentality. Next year, huh? What kind of year should we make this one? Kazusa snuggles up. I don't really care. It's one thing to be like aloof about the world and just kind of be like, you know what, I'm content. I don't really care. But it's another thing to have like no ambition and to also be super lazy. It's a fine line. Still don't want anything out of life, I see. Well, I already have just about everything I've ever wanted. And what are you going to do with that? You're aiming to be the #1 pianist in the world. You could try to sound a little more fired up. Then maybe I'll play a concert with the 3 biggest orchestras in the world. You've already done 2, so that just leaves 1. That should be no problem. A world tour? Really? You're really gonna do it? If you're serious, I'll start putting a schedule together. See, the reason I can never talk about any of my ambitions is that the moment I carelessly happen to mention anything, there's a certain savage manager around, determined to make all of them happen immediately. Yep, maybe you do have a point, though. It's not a bad thing, but also, it's hard to kind of toss around ideas if people are going to instantly jump and latch on to anything you say. Not a bad thing on Haruki's point either. His personality type is just, yes, let's get things done. Kazusa's more like, let's casually talk things out, and I don't want to be roped into anything, even though I'm kind of talking about it. That's just a matter of personality type, I think. Okay, there is one more. One tiny little ambition that I want to fulfill the moment the new year starts. If it's tiny, it's not an ambition. Hey! She moves in very close, practically on top of him. In Japan, there's a certain event known as Hime Hajime. Haruki becomes flustered. Oh, yes, that. I believe that event takes place on January 2nd. And there are various theories about what exactly the event entails. Just kidding. Now, the thing about this day is there are various theories. And it's kind of evolved over time. One of the original things you were supposed to do, this is Hime Hajime is like the first day of the new year. You can ride a horse. You can eat rice porridge. Those were two things people traditionally did. Women would kind of wash and cleanse themselves, like taking a nice bath. But in more recent times, it becomes that you have adult times with your lover. So Kazusa is obviously referring to the new age meaning of the day, whereas Haruki's kind of backtracking. He's like, there's other meanings to this too. She moves back. What? Happy New Year. Let's make this year a good one. Huh? And now you say, right, Happy New Year. And now it's been fulfilled. What has? That tiny ambition you just mentioned? Yeah, that. We give each other New Year's greetings every year. Do you have some kind of fixation? I just thought it would be nice to hear it back from you. It's a weird wish to make on New Year's. You're so weird. We're going to keep doing this every year for the rest of our lives. Yeah. Kazusa? Hey, Haruki? Come on, let's do it. Under the kotatsu? Won't that be a bit cramped? What's wrong with that? No, come on, we might as well move to the bed. Do not do this. This is a big PSA. Do not try to initiate adult times under the kotatsu. Like the warning I said earlier. If you fall asleep under the kotatsu, you might burn your legs. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No. You're very, very close to a heater. Do not do that. Kazusa moves in and begins caressing him. Hey, don't clamp on like that. Haruki. Hey, not so suddenly. Shh. Just let me. Hey, Kazusa. Aww. And then we come to the end. So very cute, and they're already getting a very good head start on New Year's traditions. Granted that it just passed midnight. It's a cute story. It doesn't give us too much insight. It's not so deep into their personalities at this point. This is more of I really like Kazusa and Haruki's relationship. I want to see what happens after the mini after story. I want to see what the future holds for these two. And here they are. Honestly, I wish their dynamic had evolved a little bit by now. I wish things were a little bit different by now. It really just drives home the fact that Kazusa is still super lazy. She's still unwilling to compromise with Haruki about doing things. He's still taking care of her, although she is the breadwinner. She does make money, and I will give her that. But just because you're making money doesn't mean that you can just ignore all the housework and ignore your partner's requests either. But they do have also a nice dynamic, so I think if they just worked on, or if Kazusa just kind of worked on stuff for herself a little, if Haruki stopped being so negative and so analytical all the time, they do have what it takes to really make it as a couple. I mean, clearly, they're still together. So thank you so much for joining me on the reading of this drama CD from White Album 2, and I'll be back with more content in the future. So until then, hope you take care. See you.